Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to sew this beautiful palazzo jumpsuit with a cowl neckline in front, okay? So if this is the first time coming across my video, thank you so much for stopping by. Please hit on the subscribe button, turn on notification bell so you'll be notified once I upload new videos. So let's dive right into today's tutorial. Two souls colliding. We shared the pieces of ourselves. It's perfect timing. So guys, fold your fabric by two and go ahead and pin. You can see I pinned this area, okay, so it doesn't shift from one place to another, right? Okay, so once I'm done with that, next thing I want to do now is to subtract the half length. So I'm making this for my client. I'm not the owner of this dress actually. So her half length is 16 inch and I already subtracted it, as you can see. Next thing you want to do is to come down by the crotch depth. So for your crotch depth, you need to divide your hip measurement by 4. Whatever you get, add 3 inch to it. So her hip measurement divided by 4 is 9 inch. I added extra 3 inch, so I'm going to mark 12 inch in total. Okay, so this is jumpsuit, that's why I added like 3 inch to it. And the person is very tall. If the person you're making is average in height or short, you can just leave it out 2 inch or 2.5. okay, or if the person is very big, you can just leave it at 4 inch or 3.5 inch. So after making a straight line with it, I'm going to come down by her knee length. So I marked 24 inch for her knee length. Okay, so once I'm done with that, the next thing I want to do now is to take the length of this jumpsuit. So I subtracted the 16 inch for a half length. Then what I have there for the length is 62 inch. Okay, all the tape actually. So I added extra 2 inch for the folding allowance. The next thing I want to do now is to mark 1 inch on the folded part on the waistline. Okay, then add quarter of your waist measurement. Also add 1 inch for your dart intake. Okay, so on this scratch depth, I'm going to divide her thigh measurement by 2. Her thigh is 28, divided by 2 is 14 inch. Okay, so I marked 14 inch at this point. You can see where I marked it. So I'm going to connect from the waistline to that side. You just connect it this way, just make a curve like this. Okay, you blend it, then also connect from that side to somewhere around here. You just stop somewhere around that side. Okay, so on the knee length, you're going to divide your knee circumference by 2. It depends on how wide it is or how wide you want it. Okay, so for this particular dress, it was 23 inch, so I divided by 2, then I marked it, and I also went ahead to connect from the crotch area to that point. Okay, so this is palazzo, it's not meant to be tight. You can just decide on how wide you want it and mark it there. So on this other end, I'm going to mark 12 inch. That means I had 24 inch, then I divided by 2, then I marked half of it, which is this 12 inch. I used it to make a straight line this way. Then I had to connect from there to that point. Can you see? So what I'm going to do now is to cut it out. Okay, so after cutting, I am going to fold another piece. Just make sure it's on a fold, then cut the back piece. Okay, so after cutting, this is what I have here. So I'm going to cut the back piece. Okay, so for the back piece, I already placed the front piece on it this way. So I'm going to, from this side, I will mark 1.5 inch. Okay, on the side you will mark 1.5 inch. You will continue marking. So when you get to this scratch line, you're going to extend the line. Okay, then add extra 2.5 inch. Okay, that is for your crotch extension for the back piece. Also mark 1.5 inch on this other side, just like you see me do here. They go ahead and connect. So if you are big, you can mark 3 inch or 3.5 inch on that scratch extension line. So once you are done with that, go ahead and cut it out. Okay, just like this. So after cutting, you're going to also cut this other side. Can you see what I did here? You just cut it out, cut the 1 inch and stop at that side. Also slash the both side just like this. Then on this point I mark 2 inch, then I'll just notch it. Okay, remember I say this 2 inch will be used for the folding allowance. Okay, on the hemming part, just like this, I'll just fold it this way later. The next thing I want to do again is to mark the dart. So mark half of your nipple to nipple, come down by 3 inch, then mark half an inch on both sides. Go ahead and notch. All right, go ahead and notch. So for the back dart, you will have to mark half an inch on that side, then also mark half of your nipple to nipple. The back dart and front dart should not be the same thing. So this is the half length. I had to draft this on the pattern paper first. Okay, so for the half length, I added extra 1 inch for allowance. You can see 16 inch for the half length, so I added extra 1 inch to make it 17. So this is the chest line, which is 7.5 inch, and the bust line and waistline. So for the neck width, I marked 3 inch for the neck width. For the armhole depth, I marked 8 inch in total. So I later subtracted half an inch for shoulder slope. Okay, and I had 7.5 left. So I also came down by 3.5 for the neck depth. And I had to mark quarter of the bust measurement plus 1.5 for the allowance. On the waistline, I marked quarter of her waist measurement plus 1.5 inch for the allowance. Okay, so on this chest line, I slashed through the chest line. Like, I used my scissors this way to slash through the chest line, and I didn't cut everything. I just left about quarter of an inch. So if you don't understand what I'm doing here, I'm going to be leaving a link on how to make a cowl neckline, a detailed tutorial on how to draft a cowl neckline like this. Okay, so once you open it up, it's going to form the cowl neckline effect. So what I did was to place it on the actual fabric, then I had to secure with my pin. So once I'm through with that, you can see I've already slashed, so I had to spread it this way. Then for the wideness, what I have there is just 6 inch. You can make it 7 inch, you can make it 8 inch. This depends on how full you want the cowl neckline to be. Okay, so I would just leave this one at 6 inch. So after that, I had to secure the rest of the side with pin. Okay, I later left it at 6.5. So now from the neck width, you're going to make a straight line with your ruler like this. Ensure it's straight to that point. So also give half an inch space here on the shoulder area. Okay, you use your scissors, sorry, you use a chalk to sketch it out. When sketching, add half an inch for your stitching allowance. Okay, so go ahead and cut it out just like this. Okay, so after cutting, I will cut the back piece as well. After cutting the front piece, this is what I have. I will remove my pin now. Okay, then I'll open it up. This is the cowl neck effect. You can see I already formed it. So this is the back piece. So what I did was to add just 1 inch for zip allowance, and I removed any form of zipper bulge on that zip allowance side. Okay, plus half an inch for stitching allowance. So I want to cut the lining for the front. So you just place a fabric this way. Go ahead and place them right side facing each other and cut your lining. Okay, you should cut the lining with the same fabric. Go ahead and cut it out this way. So after cutting, this is what I have. Can you see? So let's dive right into the sewing technique. So this is the point. So I'll just go ahead now and sew with half an inch on the front piece. So for the back piece, you're going to come down by 8 inch from the waistline, then go ahead and sew from there to the crotch area. Okay, so come down by 8 inch. You can see I've made my point there. Then I'll use half an inch to sew the rest. After that, you make your dart as well. Okay, so guys, after sewing the front down part, this is what I have, and I also made the dart as well. The next thing I want to do now is to sew the lining for the upper bodice, for the front upper bodice. Okay, so this is the lining here. I'm going to place it this way, then I'll go ahead and stitch with half an inch. After stitching with half an inch, I'll turn it outside right, then stitch on the armhole. This is the neckline for the back. I am going to use bias to pipe it. So after piping the upper bodice, the back upper bodice, this is what I have, and this is the front upper bodice. You can see how it looks like after sewing the lining. Okay, so also fold the hem part of the lining this way. Okay, fold it this way. So now the next thing I want to do is to join the both fronts together. Okay, go ahead and stitch with half an inch. So this is the back down part. You can see I came down by the 8 inch, like I left space of 8 in there. So that is where I'm going to be fixing the zip. So I'm going to now attach the upper bodice, the back upper bodice to it this way. Can you see? Then I'll stitch with half an inch allowance. After stitching the front piece, guys, this is what I have. Can you see? This is what I have here. Can you see? And this is the back piece. You can see I've already sewed the back piece, like I've attached the half length. So I am going to now secure with pin. Okay, on the zip allowance you will secure with your pin. After securing the zip allowance, you are going to join the both shoulder this way. Place them the right side facing each other, then go ahead and stitch with half an inch. After stitching, guys, this is what I have here, and I also pinned the armhole side. So I'm going to take the measurement of this dress, like I'm going to shape it. Okay, so you have to mark half of your bust measurement and also half of your waist measurement. So on this waist area, you can see I have excess here. I did trim it off after attaching the half length with the down part. I didn't trim it off. I want to just sew first before trimming anything. So as you already know, the front and back piece of trouser, they are not the same equal, like they're not the same size. Back piece is always bigger than the front piece. So because of that, I had to drag the both sides to shape. Like I will drag one side this way. You will have to drag and make sure they're both match. You just drag it this way and shape. Okay, after shaping the other side, then you drag the other side and shape as well. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I mean. After I was done sewing, guys, this is what I had. So I had to trim the excess I had there. Can you see? I repeated the same thing on the other side. So this is what I did. You drag it. After dragging, you sew. You just shape with 1 inch. After shaping, we take the waist measurement. So her waist measurement is 29 inch. Divided by 2 is 14 and a half. So I had exactly 14 and a half here. Okay, and you can see I have little allowance. If you want bigger allowance, you can include that on the waistline when drafting the upper bodice. Okay, so this 14 and a half I have here is okay. That is her actual waist measurement. So I want to fold the hem part. I'll use the 2 inch eye notch to fold it. Okay, after folding, I will go ahead and sew the crotch line. Like you start from the down part, go ahead and sew the crotch line this way. Okay, so when you get to this point, you have to open your seam, your both seam, open it and make sure the both lines align or both seams align. Go ahead and sew with half an inch. After shaping, guys, this is what I have. You can see how the front of this palazzo jumpsuit looks like. You can see. So this is what I have here after it's done. This is the down part. Can you see? So I've gone ahead to fold the down part. You can see how it looks like. So I will just retake the measurement again. I have exactly 14.5 inch here. So now I want to attach the sleeve. So I have 7.5 inch here on the armhole. So this is the sleeve I'm working with. I have 11-inch length and 13-inch unfold. So what I'm going to do is to open it up. I'll fold the hem part. So I'm going to be attaching elastic there. After folding, I'm going to gather this upper part. Okay, you gather the upper part like this. So after gathering your upper part, you have to fold it this way. Okay, then stitch with half an inch. After sewing, guys, this is what I have. You can see I've attached the elastic. I'll just turn the wrong part so you understand what I did here. So guys, I've made the gather stitch and the gather is only at the center side. Okay, so I want to make sure I have 7.5 inch here for the armhole. So I had 7.5 inch for the armhole and I shaped with half an inch. Okay, it was 8 inch. After shaping, I had 7.5. So also notch the midpoint of the sleeve, like the center part of the sleeve where the gather is facing. That is where you will notch. Notch with your chalk, not scissors. So after that, you will place the same side, the both same. You place them this way, right side facing each other, secure with your pin. After pinning the sleeve area, also pin the shoulder side, then go ahead and stitch with half an inch. After sewing all round with half an inch, guys. After sewing all around with half an inch, this is what I'll have. Like, you have something looking like this. Okay, I will repeat the same thing on this other side. So guys, after attaching the bow sleeve, this is what I have here. Can you see? The next thing I want to do now is to attach the zip. So I'm here to add the zip. I will go ahead and attach the zip. So after attaching the zip, I'll place on my mannequin so you see the final result of our beautiful dress. Okay, and yeah, this is the dress on my mannequin. You can see how beautiful this looks. Jumpsuit palazzo with a cowl neckline. So guys, we have basically come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to hit our subscribe button, turn on notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I drop a masterpiece like this. Bye.